getting closer to pushing me off a life's little edge. G'day guys, Chaos Chronicles. Alright, so I thought today it is Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to you all, and thank you for everyone for my support the last 6 months. I really appreciate it for supporting me, and for your support, so thank you. But I thought today that I would tell a story, and the story is about why it is never ever a good idea to lie about your charges. So I'm going to use one example, and I'm going to use this example because it involves myself. And so anyway, I was at Port Phillip Prison. It was around, I don't know, 2014, 2015. I was in Scarborough South, and if you know, you know, guys, it's a pretty hectic, rowdy unit. And so at the time it was a pretty crazy unit because you had like a heap of dudes from one bike club, and then you had a heap of islanders, and you had a heap more lebos than both of them together. And literally I was like one of 5 Aussies that were in that unit at that time. And so anyway, I remember, so one of my mates, he was an islander, and so me and him were pretty tight. I met him at the start of my sentence, and yeah, we got along pretty well, and we basically done most of our sentence together. And so anyway, me and this guy were in the Scarborough South unit, and one of his mates had came in who was also an islander. And if you guys know, if you know, you know. So I'll tell you a little bit about it. So like, you know, if an islander stuffs up, the islanders are going to fix that stuff up. If an Asian stuffs up, the Asians are going to fix that stuff up. So on and so forth with all the races, right? So basically they fix their own problems. And so anyway, my mate's friend has come in, he's introduced me to him, and rah. And so I got to know this guy. We were training, doing boxing together, and yeah, so I used to run into him at the card table, and like he was always in my mate's cell. And like I said, they were islanders, and there was a lot of islanders in there at the time. Now when I say islanders, I mean Pacific Islanders. And yeah, they're a force to be reckoned with in jail, that's for sure. So anyway, I remember over the time this guy had told me about his charges, and he told me that he was in jail for bashing somebody that was trying to pick up his ex or something like that. It was something to do with bashing this guy that was trying to hit on his girl or something like that. And you know, I didn't even really question it because, like, you know, the Islanders keep a pretty tidy shop, and so you don't really have to doubt if someone's staunch or not type thing, you know, in those scenarios anyway. And so I remember on this specific day, we were in my mate's cell who was the Islander. Now there was me, my mate that was the islander, the other islander who we will call the victim, and then there was another Aussie. And so we're all watching the news, and if you've been to jail, you know that when you're watching the news, like, everyone's just watching it, everyone pays attention. And so anyway, we're watching the news, and this news article comes on about this guy that was 26 years old and had a 15-year-old girlfriend, and for whatever reason got jealous, bashed her, ran her over, reversed over her, and nearly killed this girl, right? And then it went on to say this person's name, and you'll never believe it. It was this islander that I was talking about. And so I remember looking over at my mate whose cell it was, and he was kind of looking at me like going, no, don't do this. And I remember thinking in my head, like, this is happening 100%. I looked over at my other mate. he went, and on the way out he pushed the door closed, so my other Aussie mate, so I was basically left in there with 2 islanders. And So anyway, basically what happened, and like I muffed this dude up, like I'm telling you, like this dude was begging, and so like, you know, it was a big thing that happened. So this guy not only lied about his charges and you know wormed his way in with our crew and like in with the in people, but his charges were really really bad. So like he was sleeping with somebody that was underage, and you know those are very very frowned upon in the criminal fraternity, you know, and so you know there was a lot of crimes that there were a lot of rules that he broke there in the G code, I will say. And so anyway, I remember this guy was spitting bubbles and snoring on the ground, and my mate's going, mate, this is gonna start some shit, you know. And then because of like the noises that were made when I was muffing this guy up, there was like people banging on the doors, like islanders are banging on the doors, like what the fuck's going on in here, you know? And then my mate's tripping, like my mate that was the islander, like he thought he was gonna get in trouble with the boys and that, and I was like saying like fuck this shit, man, I don't care, man, like this dude, that's a breach in any, you know. And he goes, yeah, well we should have sorted it out, and I was like, but you didn't, bro, I fucking did. And like so anyway, I unlocked the door, and I remember they see this dude on the ground, and there was a lot of claret there too, and I really made an example of it. And I remember like they're going like, what happened? And I said, I just done that. And they were like, it was a big thing because I done that without approaching them first, you know. And like they're like, come in here, we want to talk to you. And so I'm going in there expecting to fight 10 of them, and they're like, what happened? And I told them what happened. I'm like, well, you know what, he's been telling us all this shit. I said it came on the news that he had a 15-year-old girlfriend. He was 26 years old at the time, and he bashed her and then ran her over and then reversed over her. Like, it was pretty horrible shit, you know. And so like I didn't have any problems in taking this job on, you know what I mean? And no one told me to do it. I just knew what had to be done, and I fucking done it. And you know, this is why, you know, you need to tell the truth about your charges. And if you've got suspect charges, you need to go to suspect units, you know what I mean? And because if not, it will get found out one way or another. And like, so if you're a sex pest or something like that, and you're kicking around the main with the main boys, like I'm telling you, you're gonna get found out. The screws 100% will give you up. Like, your secret will not get held for long, you know. And like, I have been locked up with people that have been charged with rape, and they 100% just flat out deny it and said, I'm not going to protection, I'm fucking innocent. I've seen them beat it, you know. But like, there's no way that you can hide it. Like, I've seen people think that they can have horrible putrid charges like that and think that they're gonna hide it, and it ain't gonna work like that. I promise you. People are gonna find out. Like, look at that. The chances of me sitting in the same room with this guy when it came on the news, and they're the chance happenings that just happen. Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah, it's just you do not want to lie about your charges. Like, if someone wants to paperwork check you, they're going to paperwork check you anyway, and you're going to get found out. And if you do have suspect charges and you do not have your brief in your cell, you're going to get called a suspect anyway for not having your brief. So like, mate, it's a lose-lose situation for you suspectamundos. So, you know, go to where suspectamundos belong. And so anyway, that is the video. But like, my main example I'm making here is, do not lie about your charges. And if you've got suspect charges, mate, go to the suspect yard. And like, because you will get found out and you will get hurt, and people do lose their lives in prison. It's a real thing, you know. But absolutely, the easiest way to not get, just don't do crime, guys. It's 100% as simple as that. Like, just next time you're going to do crime or something, think about your kids and think about how sad they are when they're talking to you on the phone, because you have to say that dad's in jail again or mum's in jail again. Do you know what I mean? It's so hard, and these are the little things that we all, you know, we all dance around the edges of, but we never really think about when we're diving straight into these crimes and shit like that. Like, it's just, you know, when you think about it in the scope of things, the butterfly effect that you're offending causes, it's just not worth it, guys. So next time you're doing this, just think of your family and don't do crime. Alright guys, this is the Chaos Chronicles. It is Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao. Getting closer to pushing me off of life's little edge.